Hey everyone, welcome to Worth Playing for this week. We took a little bit of a break thanks to E3, or due to E3, thanks to E3. But we're back, and one of the games I wanted to give a quick look at was Ether 1. It's a game that I managed to play. I took a day off after E3 and also, was home for the weekend, and this is one of the ones that I kind of wanted to jump into and get through because it's a pretty short game. It took me about 3 hours to finish. But Ether 1 is a game about Alzheimer's, or more specifically, there's a science fiction conceit. You are someone that is going in to try and help someone put their memories back together.
This evening is to track the memory and pinpoint its location so we can cleanse it of any disease present. Everything you're seeing in front of you is a visual environment pieced together from our client's subconscious mind. Barren wastelands or an abstract painting reimagined. It's all completely tangible. All I can see are brain scans of tissue degradation confirming my previous diagnosis of dementia. Both are incredibly important if we are to succeed and understand our client's needs. Now, if you just give me a second, I'll have some more details for you. Feel free to explore in the meantime.
The idea that you travel into someone's head or go into an individual's memories is certainly not new territory for a video game, but contextualizing that in the idea that it's someone suffering from, a real-life chronic condition like Alzheimer's certainly paints it in a different light. I can't say personally that, I know anyone or have had a family member go through what, from what I understand, is a very obviously awful process of dealing with the sort of the consequences, especially in the long term, of Alzheimer's. But it's really interesting to see a game try and tackle that. And although it doesn't really do so sort of head on in the beginning, like it is a puzzle game, right? So we'll see a little more what that means in a second.
The focus of this memory is located below you, in an old abandoned mine known as Devlin. Entry 95D in our client's memory journal indicates that an
There's
accident
a lot of
occurred
really nice
in a
high-res
meaningful
textures in this
way.
game because you can, well, okay, that's bad example, but you have a lot of stuff like this. There are a lot of little documents to find throughout the world. It also has a really nice look to it. It's sort of pseudo-realistic, but it's got a sort of a cartoonish edge to it. It's not quite cel-shaded, but it's definitely stylish. And I think allows it to stand out. You can pick up various objects in the game. You can pick them up and then put them down in some certain locations if you hold right trigger. If you're using an Xbox controller, you can find out which objects are actually ones you can interact with and pick up and rotate. So what's interesting about Ether 1 is that there are sort of two games inside of it. And we probably won't really get to that section here necessarily, but so when you are going between the multiple sort of memories within the game, you're collecting these ribbons, and the ribbons are what you have to collect like 12 of them in order to sort of unlock the core memory of that location. But then there are these projector puzzles that are scattered throughout. All of them are completely optional, and they're really crazy and kind of obscure and enormous brain teasers. But again, 100% completely optional. I, in fact, solved none of them throughout my adventure because right after E3, what I didn't want to spend a lot of time sort of teasing out an extremely difficult puzzle, so I just focused on enjoying the story. Alright, so I'm trying to remember the puzzle here. I need to find a lock combination that's underneath a plate. if I remember how this played out correctly the last time. So why don't we do that before I spend too much time ruminating on what is or isn't Ether 1. It also could be Ether 1, you know? I could be completely wrong there. I was in here. In here. It must be upstairs. Aha! There we go. Rotate that over. Boom! 1670. So that's not an object you need to keep with you. You know, you could if you thought you were going to forget it, but hopefully that's not the case, where I'm going to forget what that is immediately. I just need to remember exactly where I need to punch it in. It's not down here, because that's the gate that I can't get into. Now, there are puzzles that you experience or are forced to solve in sort of like the main quest line, I guess, for lack of a better term. But, here we go. But they're all relatively simple. They get much more complex if you're actually trying to solve. Oh. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. I was gonna say, after saying that that's a relatively easy puzzle to remember, it would have been awfully strange if I somehow forgot it immediately. So here'll be an example of like a really simple puzzle in the game.
Strong emotional response to someone who once worked within the mine. An entry that discusses the mine at great length, but
right,
doesn't
left,
discuss whom the individual
left,
was
right,
that
left.
worked there.
Right, left, left, right, left.
Continue to work your way
Right,
down,
left, left,
further
right,
into
left.
the mine. It seems the center of this memory is very much at the heart of these
Right.
industrial ratways.
Left,
I'll
left,
contact you if I gain any more information.
right, left. And then hold switch. Boom. And continue on. I guess what I mean about before where the game does or doesn't sort of hit you over the head in regards to the fact that it's contextualized within Alzheimer's is that sometimes when games decide to get serious, it can sometimes feel a little forced or melodramatic, as though the game really wants to be taken seriously because it's tackling a serious subject, and then it ends up doing that subject a bit of a disservice because it's, you know, it's more out of pursuit of, you know, wanting to be taken seriously as opposed to necessarily earning that through the story. And
I think they relate to our patient's history.
air
Don't
hoses.
worry. You won't need these to progress this evening as they're an optional task. But we should at least give this one a try.
Okay. So obviously I'm just now searching for the items that I know to resolve the conflict that or the puzzle that I already know is sort of going on. Alright, so these are one of the projectors, although I think this one is a projector you have to solve in order to progress. It's part of the main storyline. But once you've solved that one, you don't have to do it for anything else. Alright, maybe it's up ahead. Nope. I missed the item. Alright. So if I hold right trigger, I can start figuring out what exactly I can pick up. Must be over here. Got a radio I can turn on. Crush those. That seems like that would be important. Yep.
I'll store important notes like this downstairs in the case for you. They'll be there whenever you want to have a look at them.
Air compression manual. So if you hit back, you can kind of go back to this case area. It keeps things regarding the section you're in on file. Where is... It's like a wrench or something around here that I need. Amazing how little details of a game that you just played a couple of days ago disappear immediately from your brain. Give this one more look-see before I guess, move on, because we got 2 of the games I want to quickly look at in this week's Worth Playing, because, Nope. I don't need to cut those. And if you're watching this video, you're probably going, Patrick! Oh, canary in the coal mine. Ba-dum-bum. I guess it's not a joke. I guess it's actually a real thing. So maybe not. Ba-dum-bum. Can't go back there, which means I am just missing something completely obvious. It's not in there. Those just go back up, which means it must be right back over here. Not in there. Oh, here we go. I forgot, it's not a wrench. So one of the things that can be a little confusing in the game is that you'll sometimes not sure what objects you're supposed to be futzing with. But I want to get to the end of this little section because it gives a little bit of a sense of the broader story that's playing out, especially in terms of the kind of story this game wants to tell about, maybe what happens to the actual individual that is suffering from Alzheimer's and grappling with the idea of
a spray of perfume and it all comes
losing their memory. Okay, so we've got the air compression manual, which we need in order to trigger the last bit of this puzzle. The one thing that has really been bothering me when I played this game was that you just move so slow. So slow. Okay. Boom. Alright, now that projector has been fixed.
I don't know where you are in there or what it looks like to you, but our readings have trebled in the last few seconds. You must be incredibly close to the center of this memory. I think...
Ta-da!
There it is. Our readings, they're showing that this is what's causing the symptoms of dementia in our patient. Or at least it's part of what's causing it. Destroy it any way you can. Once the task is done, I'll be able to extract you from the memory and place you in another. Not again! It's resisting! Whatever you do, don't listen to it!
That's true! You need to escape!
It's trying to stay attached to the mind in any way it can.
She doesn't want anyone to!
You can't trust it! Hit the switch, Restorer! Destroy it and we can access further parts.
So that is Ether 1. I actually kind of want to bring this to a close because I don't want to spoil too much about what's going on. Because it is a story-based game, but if you're interested in something a little bit different, I do recommend checking it out. It's only takes about 3 hours of your time, and that is Ether 1.
Restorer, you need
let's move on to the next game.
I'm going.
Alright, and for our second game and our final game, because Ether 1 took a little bit longer than I was expecting, is a game called Ronin, which is not going to seem too unique or interesting up front, but promise me, once we get a minute or two into it, it's going to become clear why this is interesting. So, right off the bat, this gives you some gunpoint vibes. That's certainly the one that I got. Except in this case, you're playing as a ninja instead of a sort of bumbling spy. You're getting a little bit of a tease of what exactly is going to change in a second, but I actually want to wait until the encounter actually occurs before just blurting out, because it was a cool reveal for me, even though I knew what I was getting into. So you kind of click these objects to take out your enemies, but you can, you know, lock doors, and you can roll along the ground that way. But so this is where things start to get a little bit interesting. So Ronin is turn-based. The combat does not happen in real time. So I know the bullet is coming this way, but I can go ahead and jump up, avoid that bullet. Then I want to jump down, avoid that bullet. And then if I can do this right, I want to jump behind him. Well, maybe not behind him. Boom. So it's a huge, different twist on sort of a familiar gameplay concept, especially if you know, have played Gunpoint. And now we're past the point where I have played, so we're about to see. You can stun enemies by jumping on them. But by making it turn-based, even though sometimes, you know, a game like Gunpoint actually just felt turn-based because you were sort of setting up a number of actions and then just sort of doing them very quickly. So you were sort of doing the turn-based element in your mind, and then you had to sort of put that in action pretty quickly. You were never stringing together too many things at once in Gunpoint. Oh, that's right, I can zoom out. That guy's moving along. Whoa. I'm not sure how to... Oh, I guess I probably... Can I tackle him? No, but I can run next to him. Okay. I should be able to tackle this guy. Oh. Get up here. Ooh, see if I can ride this train all the way down. Boom! That is badass. I realize this really just does take a lot of stuff from Gunpoint, but do not care. This is tremendously fun. Oh, that was great. Oh, kill everyone. Oh, okay. So, yeah, this is, again, similar to Gunpoint in that you are triggering... Whoop. Get out of the way. Now everyone knows something's up. Oop. Oh, get up! Get up, get up, get up, get up. Can I stun both of them? Down for the count! That's fantastic. I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do. I guess maybe that just might be it. It said level 0 and level 1. Why don't we quickly jump into level 1 and see if there's anything significantly different. Hold left mouse button over a wall to throw grappling hook. Oh. Ooh, what? Oh, interesting. Huh. Well, I'm not going to sit here and spend too much time figuring this part out, but that is Ronin. You can download it now. It is free. It is a pretty cool idea that I'd love to see expanded. It was made in Game Maker, which I think Gunpoint was made in as well, so that's probably not a coincidence. But that is worth playing for this week. If you'd like to send over some suggestions, not hard, patrick@giantbomb.com. Send them over Tumblr. PM on the site. If you're making a game, you're free to send over one. If you got a game you'd just like me to check out, send that over too. And we'll be back next week with a couple other crazy, weird, strange video games. So, everyone enjoy your weekend. See ya.